Today we're going to be doing pot pie, so it takes a little while, so I'll try to make it entertaining also. Alright, cool. Alright, got the water going over the heat, okay, for the pot pie. That's the, you know, the heart and whatnot that's already in there. Got a whole chicken, quartered it up, spared you the gory details of quartering it up, and you just got a good chef's knife, just bang, you know. Ouch, that's hot water. Okay. Next, on to the veggies and the good stuff. Okay, now it's time for the veggies. I've already got a little bit of them prepped here, such as the carrots. Do about 4 of these. You cut them lengthwise. The reason why you cut them lengthwise is so you have more of the inside of the carrot actually getting into the water and getting the flavor out. You know, if you cut them in half, it's a lot less surface area. So you put them in there. Next would be your celery, of course. I like to put some leaves in there. That does pretty good. I did wash this, by the way. And there you go. Put them puppies in there. About 3 bay leaves. Ding, ding. Baby bellas. What is that? See, that's some dirt. I didn't wash those. Did you see that? Be sure you wash your stuff. I didn't pay attention to that. You could probably see that right there. See? Oh, good. It looks like nice clean dirt, though. I mean, really, it is just lovely. I cut those in half. I don't quarter them for this because I guess I just haven't. But those will do good. An onion, skin on. Boom. Put that in there. Okay. Next you have your spices. I'm not telling you everything I put in here. I'll just say there is some parsley there, which you can see. Yay, yippee, yippee. And let me see if I have something to stir this around with. Sorry, I wasn't prepared. My bad, dog. And there you go. And okay, I've already cut the fire down a little bit because it's been, I'd say, something like 30, maybe 40 minutes. It depends on how hot your oven gets, your BTUs and stuff.
I believe
he
meant to say stuff.
Quartered pieces out. Leave the heart and the neck or whatever you might have in there. That little extra stuff. Leave that in there. We're not going to use that in the pie. Here we go. This big piece here. Good Lord. Ow! That's hot. Dangerous work, kids. Son of a bitch. It's going to turn into a burn victim video. Going to turn into a stepped on dog video if you don't get the way. Okay, here we go. Alright. Set you here. Get that, ouch! Piece of carrot back over there. And I'm going to take this chicken, put it in the fridge so it cools down fast. And I am going to get this to a simmer and let it simmer for about an hour. That should already be smelling nice and comforting and homey and warm. I just wanted to explain a little something. That's me talking. You know, you got a great... What the hell, dude? I'm talking. It's me, you fucking idiot. The hell? Jesus. All right. It's a family show, folks. You see how this onion gets? Remember, I only cut it in half? It gets like that. Shut up! Damn. The onion opens up. Things start to wilt. All this sort of thing. You see the, what do you call that stuff? The oil in there from the chicken. Now remember, I didn't put any salt in this. I didn't put many spices. The reason is, this is not pot pie. This is just chicken broth. I'm basically just making chicken broth to use in the pot pie, but I also want to make sure that the chicken broth can be used in other things. If I want to make cornbread or something else that calls for chicken broth. Now, I promise you, once you make some chicken broth like this, compare it to some of that Swanson or whatever else you get from the grocery store, and that Swanson product or cardboard chicken broth is going to taste chemically. It tastes artificial, chemical, it just tastes bad. Once you have that knowledge, you will not use the other stuff again. Okay? Just wanted to give you a little heads up as to what we're really doing here with the chicken broth. Sorry about the dog debacle, but I think I'm going to leave that in. Man, this garbage smells pretty good. Garbage? Well, I can't say this shit smells pretty good. Yeah, that's true. Yummy. I approve. Okay, so move this pan over here. And this is the pot where we're going to be putting the rest of the stuff for the, the pot pie stuff. And these rest of these mushrooms that are here, I'm cutting them up. It's not going to be diced or anything, no big deal. A lot of this will cook down, but, yep, one down. Better pick that up before a dog gets it and have it run to the hospital. And so these will be like that. I'll cut the rest of these up. I don't know how bad my knife skills are looking in this damn kitchen or whatever, but I mean, if I want to do knife thing, okay, there you go. A little bit of knife skill. Okay. All right. Next, with what's that stuff? The broth. Drained off that stuff. That's going to just be tossed away. Did an initial, what's this? Strain. This bigger strainer. I'm doing a second one with this strainer and get it down like that. See how it's dark like this, and then you strain it a little more. It gets a little bit lighter. All right. Let me finish this up. Leave me alone. Here's what we got going on here. I'm cutting this on low heat. Yeah, there's some cans and there's some frozen stuff here. I try not to go high end on a lot of stuff. I kind of try to do a mix because pea down, where's the pea? There's the pea. Wouldn't worry about it except I have rodents around here in the form of Dachshunds. All right, now this is some peas. Now we're actually making a pot pie. All that other stuff was just cooking the chicken and making chicken broth. Get out of here, dog. Go on. Like little rats, man. Just think, rats. Okay, so I have the peas in there. That's a 12-ounce bag of frozen peas. I got two 15-ounce cans of diced taters. I like putting the lid back in and squeezing the can a little bit so it doesn't cut bags and, it might save someone an aggravating time. What do you need, Carl? Those sure are some pretty titties you got there for a boy. Carl, leave me alone. I'm doing this right here. Sorry. All right, Carl, I appreciate it. You do have some beautiful titties, though. Thank you, Carl. You're welcome. Bye, Carl. I put 2 cans of green chili in mine. That's, I guess, my little southwestern thing. I'll tell y'all I do that. It's not a big deal. Some people might want to. Some people might not. I'm going to put the, those some pretty udders you got there. Thank you, Carl. Damn it, Carl. Look at that beautiful broth. That's 2 cups. Almost dropped that damn thing. Holy crap. My grip. Alright, here's how I'm going to do a pause. I have 2 cans, of course, of carrots. I saved some of the juice. About that much. Something about like almost half of each can. Okay? But what I'm going to have to do here is chop these little puppies up. And no, I don't normally chop on the stove. I'm just doing that because of moving a camera back and forth, which is actually a phone. And so I'll pause this, chop these up, and we'll pick this back up. And I'll talk to Carl about my udders and set him straight. All right, got it back on. Got the, with them things, carrots in there. I saved some of the carrot juice because it's sweet. And there's the earthiness of those mushrooms in there. By the way, of those mushrooms that were left, I didn't do all of them. I did half. Those mushrooms were pretty big, and it would have overwhelmed it, I believe, with an earthy feeling or earthy taste. And I'm trying to get a balance between some savory, like meat, you know, the chicken, the broth, some earthy with this, with the mushrooms and the potatoes, and some sweet with the carrots, and a little bit with the peas, but not so much. You know, the peas are a little bit neutral, even though I use sweet peas. And then, of course, when it comes to what's those things? The spices that we put in, I put in, we'll balance some of this stuff out and try to get a completely savory dish, which is my goal on this thing right here. I'm a complete dumbass, by the way. I'm moving this camera just a tad because I forgot the chicken. This pot pie tastes a little vegetable-like. Oh, what an idiot. First time I made this stuff, I got all the way till the end, till the next day, let it sit in the fridge all night. The next day I'm like, you know, this just isn't chickeny enough. And I went back and looked and thought, and I didn't put any broth in it. Just, man, now that's chicken fingers right there. All right, there we go. Now, whenever you do this, peeps, whenever you do your chicken or whatever, I know some of you, you know, just only eat breast and stuff, and I'm the same way. If I'm eating fried chicken, I just eat breast. You know, that's all there is for me. But if you try to make things like chicken salad and chicken pot pie and whatnot, you have to use the thighs and legs. That's where all the moisture is. If you just use the breasts, you know, it's going to come out dry. And I mean nasty dry. I mean really nasty. Trust me, I tried it before with chicken salad. So, anyway, now we got the chicken in here. So it's chicken pot pie. I don't know what I was trying to do before without putting the chicken in. Good grief. All right. That's a pretty low fire, and I do not have a high BTU stove. But if you can hear this, you hear that boil sound? I'm going to even cut that down further. Look at there. That's a little simmer flame. Not a big deal, right? Back to basically a boil. The reason for that is this is a thick item, okay? And it's running about this deep in here, and it's a thick item. It's not just water or something where heat can get up easily. So with an item like this, you have to keep on top of it, keep stirring, because even when you have it on a very, very small flame like this, a little simmer flame, look at this. This isn't bothering me at all. Well, maybe a little bit, but not that bad. I'm not, you know, getting killed. I put this on it. I can already hear it going. I don't know if you can on that, but I can. And I'm sure you can see some bubbling. That's because this retains heat so much, because this is a dense dish. And that is before we add the roux, okay? So be sure you stay on top of it. When you don't stay on top of this and make sure that the product stays off of the bottom of the pot, you're going to burn some product on the bottom of the pot. And once you do that, that burn or that char on the bottom of the pot will permeate the whole thing and ruin it. So there's a little tip for you. Hey man, this shit smells great. Cletus, you might get hair in that. Hey man, that's camel hair. That adds flavor. Making a roux here, which is, of course, a thickening agent for soups and things like this. And you have white, I think, you know, blonde, and dark roux. I'm doing mine a bit white to blonde. I'm not great at roux at all. I don't have much experience with them. but I believe this one is doing just nicely. I want to add just a bit more cream into this. And what I did with this is I melted my butter in here first. I added a good bit of tarragon, and that way they could meet each other, is what I call the ingredients can meet each other. I then added flour. That's why the bag's here. Added flour little by little. Notice that's a low flame for this sort of thing. Added flour. Got that to going while it thickened up. And then I added cream as needed to get it to a certain consistency where you're not seeing butter float on the edges and stuff. Okay? That's actually very nice in my opinion. Oh, yeah. Added a little bit of salt. Good bit of pepper. As you can see, I'm a fan of pepper. Okay, let me cut this heat down. Now, what you want to remember when you're doing a roux like this is that once the heat's off, that does not mean you quit stirring, because the bottom of the pan is still hot, and this is very thick. As you can see, look at there. Let me demonstrate that again. This is very thick. Oh, that is very good. Oh, lovely. Yes. Oh, shit, me in a bucket. Damn it. Ow. Oh, well. Crap happens. You're at home. So, the reason you keep doing that after it's pulled off of the heat, because the bottom of the pan is still hot and it'll still burn this. And once just a little bit of this on the bottom gets burnt, it screws up the whole thing. So my general rule of thumb is I keep stirring it around. Now look, I got to clean that up. Ooh, look at, ooh. I continue to stir it around until I can touch the bottom of the pan and it's not too bad. Okay? So I'm going to continue to do that, and then we'll mix everything up in a second. This might help my hemorrhoids. That's warm. The roux has cooled down a little bit, so it'll fold out of here nicely. Okay. Now, roux is going to thicken this up. Of course, we'll let this stay on the stove and simmer a while. You notice how that's already turning a nice creamy white color. Of course, with shit splatting everywhere, because the differences between a professional kitchen and a home kitchen, folks. Okay, now that's there. Now we're going to add some spice here. Okay, this is going to be a little more tarragon, some salt, some black pepper, yes, some sugar, and nutmeg. Yes, that's that brown stuff at the end there that you saw. Nutmeg, folks. Nutmeg is really good with poultry. Nutmeg is a very good savory spice. And because you watched and you were patient and you listened to Carl talk about my nice man titties and watched my camel interrupt whatever I'm doing, and my dogs think that my talking in the house is someone different, I'm going to show you what my secret ingredient is, even though I put other things in it. But here's the one thing that I put in here that's a little different. At this point, this is what I'm putting. What do you think that was, kids? Well, it was obviously a liquid, right? Ooh, I shouldn't do that. That's powerful stuff. That's actually pumpkin spice extract. That's what that was. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Pumpkin spice extract. But think, I just put nutmeg in here, and also these carrots. Okay, there's a dish I make called goja hawa. It's an Indian dessert. it's carrot pudding, basically. And I had made that at one time, and it got me thinking, you know, with chicken, this might work, this, that, and the other. And I threw it around a little bit in my head and tested some stuff. Now, that was just what you saw me put here. That's not everything. There's a couple of other spices I put in, and I didn't say how much here, nor did I say if I did anything earlier. It looks like a little bone or something dark. Now, that's a mushroom. So, all right, here's another little tip. If this does not thicken up to your liking, what you can do is you can take a little bit of cornstarch and run it through a sifter a little bit and thicken it up. Once this is sat here for about 10 or 15 minutes, I'll know if it's thick enough. Okay, see how it's running out here? I don't want it to do that, so I'm going to add a little cornstarch. It's not unnormal for that to happen. I would rather add a little cornstarch than have this sit here and keep heating and do whatever till it evaporates. Okay? So, all right. I guess that, and we'll see what happens next. All right, generally before I open my cornstarch, I'll do some of that. It's really, you know, dusty-like, which, see the dust coming off of it? I can get some right there. And I'm not going to measure it out because it's kind of tough to do it. That probably could be enough right there. Stuff is so fine. Yeah. And also, if you've noticed, this pot pie filling has turned brown. If you remember earlier, if you look back on this video, it had a bit of a white consistency. Now it's a bit of a brown. And that's one of the things I look for when I'm letting it sit here and just do what it's got to do. Add a little bit more of this. This stuff can be tricky sometimes. Where are you at? There you are. Hello? There. I'm not going to put any more than that because it's going to go into the fridge and stuff. All right. I look for it to turn a nice blonde, dark blonde color. That's when I know everything has gotten to where it needs to be. So I'm going to let this sit here for a little bit. We'll keep the cover off now so the cooling process starts. And I'm going to stir it for a while to basically to cool it off. And you know, if I was in a restaurant or whatever, I would actually put this in an ice bath and get it cooled down and whatnot. But I'm at home and I don't have that luxury. But you know, whatever I want to do, I want to cool this down as quick as possible. And then it's going to sit and have a little party overnight. And then tomorrow, this will be ready to use. Yay. Hello? Stop button. Kids, homemade ice bath. Working on it. Got to get this temperature down. That's safety reasons, okay? This isn't cooking reasons. This is safety, all right? Get it from that cooking and boiling and simmering point down to a temperature below 40, 38, all right? As quick as possible. Just a little safety tip, kids. Look, this is what goes on at the end. I get a mug or whatever you want to call it, a cooking vessel that looks about like this. And this is what I serve the pot pie in, okay? I get this here. Let me make sure it's in there. A puff pastry. You can find them in the ice cream section, down from the ice cream, down where the extra little stuff is. They come in 3 sheets that are folded over, and you get 2 of these, so you get 6 sheets. So you can just take one of them, got my knife, Okay, and one of these you can generally get to make, if it does right, you know. I'm not an expert with pastry at all, but this one does seem thinner here in the middle. Anyway, normally you can maybe get 2 of those, whatever you call them things I just did. Those little cups that I just had that in. Normally you can get 2 of them done out of this one pastry. Okay? You flatten it out a good bit here. And the flour right here. Alright. This one over here is not being cooperative. That's alright. Doesn't matter. I'll squeeze the life out of you soon enough. Anyway, this here looks about right. Okay. So, you get your cup. Boom. Okay. Sometimes I'll fold and pinch the edges here. Or I'll fold and pinch here or something, depending on how I want to make it look. Okay. Then, I'll take a little bit of sea salt. Like that. Put a little bit there. And I'll take some rosemary. And I crush this rosemary up a little bit, because rosemary is really like sharp sprigs. You know? Okay? And, of course, I'll wipe this over with, what do you call that stuff? Egg wash. I'm not doing this one right now because this one is going to a customer and I'm going to have to wrap it nicely, and she's going to have to do a little egg at the house. Alright? But that's how that gets done. And we'll show the finished product in just a second.
Remember, when you're making pot pie, it is pie. That sounds kind of weird. Maybe a little creepy. Maybe some sexual overtones. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Maybe, yeah, we'll just maybe cut that out. Yeah. Yeah, we'll cut that out. All right, move along.
All right, kids. I changed my shirt. This has been a little while since I did the other video, so I'm into, what do you call this? Just lazy being at home mode, I guess. I'm flattening out this extra little puff pastry that I said it'll, ooh, yeah, this one's flattening out very nicely now that it's done. Whatever. Okay. Got my pot pie. It looks like vomit, doesn't it? Ooh, what's that? Some beautiful vomit. Okay. Got that. Okay. So it's square. All right. Right? I'm sorry. Square. Look, it's got a little vomit on the back. All right. Now what I do with this is I take the corners and I pull them up this way. It just makes it nicer. Excuse me a second, I'm getting my little plastic brush, which I cannot find. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm not using it. Never mind. I'm using the paintbrush. Okay. So, anywho, all right, that's what I do. Okay, and as I did with the other one, we got some sea salt there. This is some as before. What is this? Rosemary. Crush it up, because rosemary, like I had said, is almost like a sticker. You know, it's like a sprig or something. Very hard, and can kind of be uncomfortable, I guess, a bit, you know, to try to eat. So, all right, there we go. We got that on there. Now we have our egg that I've mashed around a little bit, and I'm gonna paint this in an upward fashion. See how I'm painting it in this way, going along with going along with the whole, I don't know, pastry. I'm kind of dabbing it because it might take a little bit on this. I'm thinking it because it's doing it. There we go. Now move this around and paint this pastry. It's really like decorating a bit because I whoop, see, bang. You can see how this puff pastry is hanging down like that, like loose skin or something, you know. There we go. Okay, now that's it right there. Okay, let me look in the camera. Have I got it in there? Okay, all right. Now this is what's, you see, well, got a little bit here I want to pay. I want to make sure all of it is done. It's not absolutely necessary, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I want you know, the best to be shown to you guys. To use guys, you know what I'm saying? All right. Now this is thin. You know, this is thin stuff right here. This isn't like a biscuit being you know, placed on top of here. This is a little puff pastry, and I, you know, flattened it out pretty good. Oh man, this is going to be great. This is going to be beautiful. All right. I don't have a rag. All right. There we go. Now, I'm going to stick this in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes at 400 degrees. And it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Oh, I just can't wait for you to see it, guys. All right. Here we go. The final product is coming up. Looks like in the oven, so you know. It's just going to look like a little floppy thing, okay? Okay. All right. Oh, can't wait. Get ready, folks. It's going to be great. The pot pie is getting more done. I don't want to touch it because it's going to hurt. It'll look a little bit more like this. It's going to get stiff, as you can see here, right? Okay. But I can't show you the top because the light here is, you know, doing that. You can see a little bit of the brown there. Okay. But that's all right. I'll give you a little show when it comes out. I'm trying to do this all together. Woo-hoo! That is what it looks like right out of the oven. The puff pastry does not puff up like a big old whoosh or whatever. Apparently. Oh man. I want to tear into it with this fork and, you know, open it up and such, but I kind of don't because, well, screw it. All right, look. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can hear that. You see the steam coming out of there? Well, that's it, kids. All right? That's going to be the final product of what goes on. This is going to be hot, so I'm doing it. This little, remember that little, there you go. Stiff. That's good. Oh, ouch. Nice crust. There you go. That's the pot pie, kids.